Either way, I still think the jury's out on Jeremy Vine. Hello, welcome to Unrest Digest. We are back, and it looks like we have our guy. They have finally announced exactly who is behind the photos, sex allegations of the BBC. The presenter, the one everyone's been talking about. You know exactly what I mean. We had some theories about who we thought it was. I thought it was Jeremy Vine, and then I realised it probably isn't him because it'd be too obvious. There are some people out there who like to just look and dress like paedophiles, but they're not actually. Well, at least as far as we know. I mean, as I said, the jury is still out. Yeah, I did actually see a couple of photos spreading around in the past couple of days. I was going to do an update, but I was going to wait until something official would come out because I didn't want to look like an idiot again, like I kind of slightly did with the whole Jeremy Vine Could Be You video that I did. But anyway, let's get into the news. We are here at The Independent. Hugh Edwards, latest BBC News presenter named by wife a star of sex allegations, because that's how every man wants to have it come out. He wants his wife to go and tell everyone for him. So I'm just admitting it himself. Newsreader, that's what we're doing right now. You probably shouldn't really point out similarities between me and this guy, should I? There aren't any. Hugh Edwards has been identified by his wife as the BBC presenter, facing a string of allegations, including paying a young person for sexually explicit images. I believe it's a female. I keep hearing contradicting stories about it being one minute it's male and it's next minute it's female. There is a second person involved in this actually who is I'm pretty sure is male. I'm not sure if they're going to mention this, or maybe we'll have to do another video or another news article later on in this video. Anyway, Vicky Flynn said her husband was suffering from serious mental health issues and was now in hospital, where he will stay for the foreseeable future. Hang on, so they have different. Is this on about the? Are they on about him, Hugh Edwards, or on about the victim? The past 5 days have been extremely difficult for her family, Miss Flynn said, adding, "All is well documented and has been treated for severe depression in recent years." Okay, the victim. The events of the last few days have greatly worsened matters. Edwards intended to respond to the stories once he was well enough, she said. Oh, Edwards is in the hospital, where he will stay for the foreseeable future. Yeah, maybe not for too long, because he'll be in a small little box soon. I don't mean a 2x6 one, or was it? I don't know the measurements of the coffin, but you know, I meant prison. I meant straight to jail. Anyway, minutes earlier, the Metropolitan Police said no criminal offence had been committed, giving the green light for the corporation to resume its internal investigation. Okay. So Mr. Hugh Edwards is not going to prison, but he might be getting the old Philip Schofield treatment, by the looks of it. Because we're all going to have that debate about, 17 is legal. And it's like, yeah, but it's immoral, it's legal in this country, it shouldn't be. Maybe it's not. Now, they did do an investigation, if that found that wasn't one. Vicky Flynn, the wife of newsreader Hugh Edwards, has named him as the BBC presenter facing allegations for payments for sexually explicit images in a statement issued on his behalf. Yes, and this person was using that money to buy what believes to be crack cocaine. And yeah, I've been destroying their life because of this guy's, his sexual little fantasies have ruined someone's life, by the looks of it. Hugh Edwards' wife, Vicky Flynn, has stood by her husband, describing the last few days as extremely difficult for her family. Really? For her family? Has it? Hang on, I don't think this is in properly. No, it is. She requested privacy for all involved, including the couple's 5 children. Here's who they are. I don't want to know who her 5 children are. Blah, blah, blah. Apparently a 61-year-old major BBC parent paying $35,000 to solicit lewd pics from boys younger than his own sons. It's no big deal. What? Most BBC viewers will be deeply shocked. They pay Hugh Edwards' salary. Not if you don't pay the TV licence, which you should do if you're watching the BBC. However, you're not, and you're following all the right rules, then please don't pay it. Just don't commit any crimes, because I don't want to be in trouble for all that. Important we resume, BBC probes, says boss. I think BBC should stop probing stuff in general. That's how this problem started in the first place. In a note sent to staff, BBC boss Tim Davies said, "I wanted to write following this afternoon statement from the family of Hugh Edwards and the police. Many of you have read the words of Vicky Flynn, Hugh's wife, and it reminded the last few days had seen personal lives played out in public. At the heart This are people and their families. How about the victims of all of this stuff? Because, I'm sorry, I know if it's legal, which I believe it seems to be, it's not moral, is it? Maybe we should look at changing the law. Maybe that should be the sort of conversation right here. Monkey dust. Oh god, there's something about monkey dust going on. Okay, as you know, we were asked to pause our finding fact investigations, blah blah blah. Difficult time ahead, says BBC boss. This will no doubt be a difficult time for many of China. Are they going to sack the guy or what? Is he going to be back on the TV? Because I don't want to have to sit there with like my family and that. Now, BBC News at 10, and I'm going to be like, I'm getting the word, nonce. Can we get him off the TV, please? Because if this is what we know about, what do we not know about? And now that another person's come forward, who I believe is 24 years old now, I don't know how old they were at the time. What do we not know? That's the whole problem that everyone has with the whole Prince Andrew stuff, I believe anyway, because that Gina Guthrie, whatever her name was, she was 17. Obviously, it's a crime in the US where the law for legal age of consent is 18. However, when you're hanging around with a guy like Jeffrey Epstein, people come a little bit suspicious, don't they? So I don't think it's even necessarily her, but she was sort of accusing him of forcing himself upon her. The Sun blames BBC for alleging criminal behaviour. The Sun has never alleged that Edwards had done anything criminal, and those suggestions came from the BBC itself. Oh, a bit of a self-report, was it? We must also re-emphasise that the Sun, at no point in our original story, alleged criminality and took the decision to neither to name Mr. Edwards nor the young person involved in the allegations. The spokesperson said, yes, because I'm pretty sure you were trying to cover for him as long as you could, because you have a track record of it, so I'm sorry, we can't think it's anything else. Suggestions about media criminality were first made at a later date by other media outlets, including the BBC. From the outset, we report a story about two very concerned and frustrated parents who made a complaint to the BBC about the behaviour of a presenter and payments from him fueled the drug habit of a young person. You know, it's just a complaint. That's nothing that big, is it? It's not as if like these people should at least be trying to set somewhat of an example to our youth somehow. I guess if you're going to take our money for this kind of a thing, at least don't be using it to fund someone's crack habit. Reported the parents had already been to the police, who said they couldn't help. Parents then made a complaint to the BBC, which was not acted upon. It's now for the BBC to properly investigate. So, what, because it's not illegal? How do you access 16-year-olds anyway? How is that even possible? I suppose if you've got connections, if you're the news presenter, the BBC, I guess you can get connections, but like I thought your connections were a bit more like Jeffrey Epstein, not with some random people that you've somehow got someone's number on, like online. Or maybe he thought he was untouchable. I suppose if he's not committing crimes, that's probably why. But it's tough, I guess. The Sun says it has no plans to print more claims. Right, I'm not going to read it then. Timeline of the scandal, I don't need to know the timeline. Edward's wife, one of the nicest, kindest, most decent women. Is she now though? A lot of conversations they're probably been having in that hospital, and he'd be lucky if he makes it out alive. But yeah, best wishes to the victims of this stuff. I mean, I understand that it's not illegal, so you could argue there is no victim, but I'm pretty sure when you're that age and you're being sexualized and stuff for money, maybe at the time you think you want it, maybe you think it's a good idea, maybe you think it's nothing, but 9 times out of 10 it does eat away you and it does destroy lives. So I'm going to end on the note that maybe we should raise the age of consent to 18. If we have obviously Romeo and Juliet laws, I don't know if we'd have them, but we should have them for young kids that want to do that stuff. They shouldn't be doing it, obviously, but they will. They will at that age, we all know they will. So, but yeah, 50, 60, 70-year-olds shouldn't be doing it with people who are 16. Profound message to everyone. But yeah, anyway, if you like that video, I mean, maybe not the subject, but please like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out the Rumble channel that I have, where I'll be posting some spicy clips. Well, I won't actually, but occasionally we'll talk about things that I'm not allowed to talk about on YouTube out of fear of being banned or possibly suicided by people in suits. But who knows? Who knows? Anyway, yeah, cash me outside. How about that? Check out my next channel video. Still learning here. Cheers, guys.